I had trouble admitting this until recently, but there is something wrong with the NBA MVP award. And let's just start off with this. No, the whole answer doesn't come from Nikola Jokic having, 34 points, 21 rebounds, and 14 assists, and 2 blocks over 42 minutes against the Lakers in Game 1. And that's with Anthony Davis playing his ass off, and Anthony Davis being potentially the best defender in the entire NBA. So with all that said, Jokic played that well. And Anthony Davis played amazing too, so don't get me wrong. But that's not the whole reason I think something's wrong with the award. Obviously, there's always going to be the age-old debate of it's a regular season award, and I definitely do agree with that. And when you look at the stats of Joel Embiid versus Nikola Jokic, you can argue that both of them are very worthy of being the MVP. So I'm not even necessarily saying that I'm that upset that Joel Embiid is the MVP. I just think the NBA has it all wrong, and I'll get to why. Joel Embiid this year averaged 33.1 points per game, 10.2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and he played in 66 games. Jokic ended up playing in 69 games. He actually played a few more games than Embiid played in, and they were the number 1 seed in the West. And he averaged 24.5 points per game, 11.8 rebounds, and 9.8 assists, almost a triple-double. Jokic shot better from the field by almost 10%. He shot 63% from the field, 38% from 3, while Embiid shot 33%, but they're not very high volume shooters. I think Embiid was shooting about 3 a game and Jokic shooting about 2 a game. So all those things don't make a huge difference. And like I said, when you look at the numbers, they're both very worthy. Yes, Embiid was more of a scorer, but Jokic had 24, 11, and 9, almost 10. Pretty much had 24, 12, and 10 if you round it up. So it's hard to really say that Embiid doesn't deserve it, but I do think the only reason Jokic didn't win the MVP is because of the way that MVP voting and the MVP award in the NBA is broken. Once again, there is the age-old debate. It's a regular season award, so you can't consider these playoff series and all these different things. Fine. Let's say we're not considering the playoffs, because if we did, there would be, I don't know, you wouldn't have very many Westbrook, Harden, random ones like that just come about. Derrick Rose. I know Derrick Rose is great. Before anybody gets upset that I said the word Derrick Rose, I'm just saying that you wouldn't have a lot of those. It'd be a lot more LeBron, and then Curry, Durant, Jokic, Giannis, Jokic. It would just be the main guys getting it over and over again. But if you look at what the real problem with this award is, one, Jokic was probably the best player in the NBA. I know I said the stats are comparable. Of course they are. But Jokic was just the best player in the NBA this year. The whole reason Jokic didn't get the award is simply because the NBA refuses to give anybody 3 straight MVPs. And I'm going to go through these numbers now because I went through them today. The last time, and this is insane because the 2 best players in the NBA history, in LeBron James and Michael Jordan, played after this time. The last time the NBA gave somebody 3 straight MVP awards was 1984, 85, 86, and that was Larry Bird on the Boston Celtics. Since then, the NBA has made sure nobody's getting it a 3rd year in a row. Even if they're going to get it again later, they will not let them get it 3 years in a row. Whether that's the voter fatigue or the NBA is really just, corrupting this thing, and they just don't let it happen. After you had the 3 straight Larry Bird trophies, you had Magic Johnson and then Michael Jordan. And then you had Magic Johnson. So there was a gap. And then you had Michael Jordan, another 2. And then there was a gap, of course. Charles Barkley, Hakeem, David Robinson, and then you got a Michael Jordan again. And then a Karl Malone, and then a Michael Jordan, and then a Karl Malone. Then you had a Shaq and Allen Iverson, were just 2 single ones there. And then here comes another one. Tim Duncan, 2002, 2003. There was a gap of Kevin Garnett. And then after that, you had 2 years of Steve Nash. 2005, 2006. You had 1 year of Dirk, 1 year of Kobe, and then here comes the trend again. LeBron James wins 2 in a row in 09 and 10. They give it to Derrick Rose in 2011. LeBron gets it 2012, 2013. They give it to Kevin Durant in 2014. You get 2 years of Steph Curry, 2015, 2016, and then you get a James Harden, Russell Westbrook, those random gap ones. And then you got a 2 years of Giannis. And doesn't get more than that because then you get a 2 years of Jokic and now one of Embiid. I'm just going to go on a limb right now and guess with this trend of who's the best player in the NBA for a while is Jokic might win next year just to continue that trend of the guy who's actually the best player in the NBA gets 2, takes a year or 2 off, and then gets 2 more, but they will refuse to give him 3. I solely and truly believe now that the NBA just has it wrong, what they consider the MVP, why they give the award out, how much it might be altered by the NBA itself because they just do not allow anybody to win 3 in a row. And it's clear, yes, the playoffs don't matter, but it's clear while watching the playoffs. It's clear if you look at the stats, if you look at the number 1 seed, played more games, it's just clear that Nikola Jokic was the NBA MVP. And I hate to admit it because at first I was like, oh, it's okay. Embiid deserves it. But the more you look at it, it's just the truth. He was the MVP. The numbers show it. The trends of MVP awards show that they just probably didn't want anybody to win 3 in a row. And that's why he didn't win. But let's see what happens. Let's see if he wins it all. It's very possible. Up 1-0 on the Lakers. So we'll find out.